Can the UK Prime Minister block a law? In recent days, the question of whether the United Kingdom Prime Minister can block a law has gained attention. With ongoing debates in Parliament, many are curious about the Prime Minister's role in the legislative process. Understanding this dynamic is essential for anyone following current events in the UK. Laws in the United Kingdom are made by Parliament, which consists of two houses, the House of Commons and the House of Lords. Members of Parliament, known as meters per second, are elected by the public, while members of the House of Lords are mostly appointed. For a bill to become law, it must be approved by both houses. The Prime Minister leads the government and is typically the head of the largest party in the House of Commons. While the Prime Minister has considerable influence, they do not have the legal authority to block a law independently. The legislative process requires that all proposed laws go through Parliament, where meters per second and Lords engage in debates and votes. If the Prime Minister's party holds a majority in the House of Commons, they can often dictate which bills are debated and passed. The government, under the Prime Minister's leadership, decides which bills to introduce. They can also try to persuade meters per second to vote in a particular way. However, if the Prime Minister opposes a bill, their ability to stop it depends on having sufficient support from their party and other meters per second. When a bill is introduced by someone outside the government, such as an opposition MP or a backbencher, the Prime Minister cannot block it outright. The bill will still undergo debate and a vote in Parliament. The Prime Minister can only influence the outcome by convincing enough meters per second to vote against it. Once a bill successfully passes both houses, it is sent to the King for royal assent. In practice, this step is mostly ceremonial, as the King typically approves all bills passed by Parliament. There are instances when the Prime Minister may encounter opposition from within their own party. Recent reports indicate that the current Prime Minister's attempts to reduce the welfare bill faced significant pushback from party members. This highlights that even with a majority, the Prime Minister's ability to control the legislative process is not absolute. In summary, the UK Prime Minister cannot directly block a law. They can influence the legislative process, especially if their party controls Parliament. However, all laws must be approved by both houses and receive royal assent to become law. The final authority rests with Parliament, the legislative branch of the United Kingdom.